Hello y'all, I'm alive. This time we'll be assembling and painting the Charagumin Draco Centauros resin kit. So this is more of a building and painting video rather than an actual review. However, I like to give them my actual opinions, mainly about the sculpting of the parts and the figure itself after the whole process has been finished. One thing I want to mention as well, I've worked on and built a lot of plastic model kits and also painted a handful as well. However, this is my first time ever dealing with resin. This is also my first garage kit as well. One of the biggest reasons why I even got this garage kit to begin with was because she was based off my favorite character from the Puyo series, Draco Centauros. Or Centauros, Centauro, yeah, I don't know. Earlier this year, I discovered and got into the Puyo series thanks to a good friend of mine. Specifically, I got a taste of it through puyopuyotetris 2. That game is loads of fun, especially playing it with friends. Even though I'm complete doo-doo far at it.
Side! Cosine!
Merchandise on the IP itself is kind of scarce. I know you can buy some from Bai, specifically from Makari Japan, but I just don't want to wait that long for some Puyo merch. Meh, still worth it. When I found out that there was actually kits of these figures, I was super happy to know that because I love myself some model kits. This is where I also discovered the whole world of garage kits. You can say this figure is the reason why I fell into the garage kit rabbit hole. When I found out what a garage kit was, I was pretty overwhelmed. The amount of work that these figures need is pretty lengthy. But because of this figure, I was really wanting to know how to actually get into garage kits. This is where I like to mention a certain YouTuber, Leona's Workshop. One video I do like to mention from her channel, Garage Kit Beginner Essentials. This one particular video helped me out tremendously, and I like to give her a big shout out because of this video. And her channel entirely, she does a lot of these garage kits. They look amazing. If you're wanting to get into garage kits and then looking for garage kit content creators, I feel like this is the main one you want to look after for. But anyhow, here's the cleaning process. I recommend actually using a proper degreaser like Purple Power, but if you only have dish soap, then this should work properly as well. Now we get to the cutting and sanding process. For this process, it's important to wear either a respirator or a simple face mask. Inhaling resin dust is really toxic. Inhaling in resin dust can cause respiratory irritations and allergies. But overall, this stuff is just not safe to inhale. It's not worth working on a project without a mask on. Don't be stupid. At least wear a simple face mask. But anyhow, this material is way much harder to cut through than ordinary plastic, for example, like polystyrene. And that shit just went flying. I gotta go. Cutting out the excess pieces of resin or cutting them from their runners, so many nub marks are left behind. Which is why it's really important down to sand down your pieces. The pieces will definitely look ugly and rough after you sand them, but after you prime them, they'll look just fine. You will definitely need to add a bit more force to not only cut these pieces down, but also sand them down as well. Now we test fit these pieces, and definitely they fit wonderfully. After cutting and sanding down the kits, it's also important to clean up your space after, because you don't want to be inhaling resin dust. Now we get to the painting process. Here's the fun part where we get to use the rotary tool. Now this is where I really recommend either at least wear a respirator or a proper dust mask, because when you're drilling in these pieces, so many pieces of resin and resin dust will be blown off. And like I said before, do not inhale this shit, bro. For the painting, I use brass rods. I didn't pin every single piece because these pieces are really small. The kit's really small to begin with. However, it's important to not at least pin some of the most vital parts like the torso, the tail, and the legs as well. Now we're finally done drilling, sanding, fucking destroying resin. It was a little overwhelming at first, but after a while, I did enjoy the drilling process. And overall, this was really engaging. Now we get to priming, which will lead us to our painting process soon. For this kit's primer, I'll be using Krylon Color Max. We'll let this dry for around 20 hours. Now we get to my most favorite part when building any other model kits, the painting process. For this kit, I'll be using Vallejo's Model Color Acrylics. And you know what? Enjoy the painting footage while it lasts, and enjoy the tunes.
Footage not found.
Unfortunately, this is where I lost a lot of footage. A strange error occurred while trying to upload my videos from my phone to my PC, which means further footage of me painting and even putting the kit together has been lost. However, that doesn't mean the project was ended. Matter of fact, it's been finished. Introducing Draco Centauros. For the most part, I am happy how this turned out. But however, this isn't my most cleanest paint job. If you were to look closely, there are some small imperfections. If there's one big reason why, I didn't give the paint enough time to dry. I kinda just went in with big blobs of paint, just coating everything on each piece. And the big elephant in the room, those are these glue marks, though I wipe them off as best as I can. But overall, having the kit in my hand and taking it around the room, those imperfections just disappear. Proportions are on point, the parts, once you smooth them out, look phenomenal as well. And it's exactly what you think of Draco. Let's see how she looks like next to the other figures. Despite her imperfections, her shelf presents look amazing. I am happy that she's part of my collection, and for the work I put in, I think it was all worth it. And that wraps up this video. If you made it far throughout the video, thank you for watching and staying tuned. And I hope you, the viewer, are staying happy, healthy, and awesome. I'm out. See ya! Alright, I think that about wraps everything up. I'm ready to go head out and wait. Is that another resin kit? Cerno? Holy